Hello. Okay, so today's lesson, we are going to be talking about a part of a category, a group of words in English that we call prepositions. So, what are prepositions? What does that even mean? What are prepositions? I'm going to explain. So, prepositions are words like on, in, at, right? But the thing is it's confusing because why do we say on Monday but in June in English, or at the bus stop but on the bus? And why is it on the bus but we say in the car? Why do we use that? Here's another weird one. We say fall in love with someone. We say be married to someone, not with someone, to someone. And then when we say get divorced, it's from someone. So these words right here in be, get, with, to, from, these are all prepositions that we can use in English. But it's confusing because which one do you use? It doesn't really make sense because, which one do we choose? So which one do I use? Okay, here are some prepositions. At, for, from, in, of, on, to, before. It's just some of them. There are way more in English, but these are just some of them. So prepositions, they show or tell someone the relationship between the subject in the sentence, right? The person or the thing that we're talking about, and all of the other words in the sentence. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So if I said, I'm the bus, I would be saying that I am a bus, right? I am the bus. That means I'm not Allison, I'm a bus. That doesn't make sense, right? If I said I eat restaurants, that means that I take a whole building and I eat it, right? That doesn't make sense in English because that's what these sentences are saying. When you say I'm the bus, it's saying I am a bus. My name is not Allison, I am a bus. But if you say I eat restaurants, it means you eat buildings. You eat the restaurant, not eating the food. You eat the restaurant, you eat a building. That doesn't make any sense, right? So this is why we use prepositions in English, right? So you'll see saying I'm on the bus is different from uh, uh it's different from I'm the bus. If you say I eat at restaurants, it's different from saying I eat restaurants. This is why prepositions are so important in English because these little words that we use are what tell people it is what lets other people know um it's what sorry I said that wrong. It is what we use to tell other people about the words that we're saying and how they're connected. So that's why they are so important because you could end up saying something like, I'm the bus, instead of saying, I'm on the bus, or I eat restaurants, instead of saying, I eat at restaurants, right? These words are telling us about place, they tell us about time, and they tell us about direction. Okay, so this is why we use them. Now you may be thinking, well, time, don't we use tense, like verb tense, to talk about time? Yeah, we do. We use verb tense to tell people when an action happened. But sometimes we need to talk about actual time, right? We need to talk about, for example, uh, if you said, I need to leave for work at 1 is different from I need to leave for work before one. So those two words, at and before, are used to help us talk about time. Um, it's something that helps us to talk about time with verb tense, right? And so prepositions help us with place, with time, and direction. So place. So I didn't highlight where the prepositions are. So I'm gonna circle them. So these words right here, it says at the bank. At is the preposition, and it's letting us know about place. Near the store. Near is acting as the preposition. On Main Street. All of these words, at, near, on, next to these words, the bank, the store, Main Street, are helping us to understand place, right? At the bank, near the store, on Main Street. So this is helping us know these words have a place somewhere, and that is what we're talking about. We're talking about something at the bank. Something is near, is next to the store. Something or someone is on Main Street, right? It's talking about place. Now, you'll see that we used at to talk about place, but we can also use at to talk about time. So, at 12:30, before noon, for a few hours. All of these words that I circled are the prepositions, and they are helping us to know about time. It's helping us to connect words together, but we're talking about time. The next one we can use is direction. We can use it to talk about direction. So from and to, from the closet to the store. These are helping us to talk about um, direction. So place is different from direction, right? So place is saying this is here, that is there, right? This is at my house. My purse is at my house. That's talking about place. But when you talk about direction, I need to go to the store. It means that you need to travel there. Direction, I need to go to the store. Um, if you said from the closet, you need to get the bags from the closet. It's a direction, right? It's like you're giving an instruction. You're getting it from here. You're taking it from this point to this point. That's a direction, right? You're not just talking about where it is, you're talking about how to get it, where to go, the distance, right? Direction. So that's what we can use. We can talk about place, we can talk about time, and we can talk about direction with prepositions. That's what helps us when we're talking to be really specific about things. And it helps us to give instructions and let people know what's going on. So prepositions are really important when you are talking to people and you're giving them information. So the other thing is prepositions can be used to make phrases, right? And so when we do sentences, we call them prepositional phrases. And prepositional phrases are like little chunks of information in a bigger sentence. So on Tuesday, on is the preposition. Tuesday is the noun. It's the person, place, or thing we're talking about, Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I need to go to the doctor on Tuesday. That was our preposition. Here's another prepositional phrase, right? Another combination or group of words that go together. The preposition is the word in, right? That's our preposition. But then you have an article, right? The word the or a or an, is an article. In the middle. Middle is the noun. It's a person, a place, or a thing, right? You um you can also use a preposition to make, even longer word chunks, right? So the preposition is at that we have right here. That's our preposition. We have the article a. At a secret. Secret is an adjective, right? Secret is describing something. And then location is our noun. It's our person, place, or thing. At a secret location, in the middle, on Tuesday. So you'll see that prepositions, these tiny, tiny, tiny words, can link together a lot of words. And it makes its own little chunk of information when you're talking to people. Okay, so the next part is, where can you put them in a sentence? Well, I will show you. So all of these sentences mean the same thing. So this first sentence says, in Salt Lake City, the winters are cold. So our prepositional phrase, our chunk of words that we use the word in for, it comes at the beginning of the sentence. Now, this next sentence, the winters in Salt Lake City, so this is our prepositional phrase, right? This our chunk of words that the preposition is used to talk about. The winters in Salt Lake are cold. It comes in the middle. The winters are cold in Salt Lake City. Now it's at the end. So you'll see that the prepositional phrase, this chunk of words that starts with a preposition, can come at the beginning of a sentence, it can come in the middle of a sentence, or it can come at the end of the sentence. All of these sentences have the same exact words, they're just in different orders, and they mean the same thing. So that's why English can be so confusing, is because the order of our words is important, but when you're talking about prepositional phrases and kind of chunks of words that go together, a lot of them can be put in any place, right? They can be put in the beginning, they can put in the middle, or they can be put at the end of a sentence when you're talking. It just depends. And you have to know which words are chunked together, which ones are supposed to go together. Um, so we're gonna keep talking about this. I promise it will make sense. It's hard to do. So the other thing I wanted to tell you about today is that if you use a place and a time preposition, you can put them together. You can put one after the other in English, and it can be correct. But you want to put the place that you're talking about before the time. This is something that people will still understand you if you mix it up, but it is normal in English to put a place before a time. So, say you were, gonna say a sentence and you were gonna say in January in Utah. You can say both of those together. You just want to put the place in Utah before the time in January. So you would say, I moved to a house in Utah in January. So you'll see that this little chunk right here and this little chunk right here, they're both their own little prepositional phrase. They're words that go together because it started with this, a preposition. So they're like little chunks of information, and you can put them together back to back. It's just if you're giving place and time information, if you're talking about a place and a time, you want to put the place before the time. So I moved to a house in Utah in January instead of saying I moved to a house in January in Utah. That's the more normal way to do it in English. But if you flipped it, if you said it that way, then people will still be able to understand you in English. You're okay. So that's it for our lesson today. Really quick introduction to this really big topic, this big lesson of prepositions and how to use them.